Hey everyone, it's Nancy, and the other day when I posted this Balsa Box, I got several requests asking me if I would do a tutorial on how I cover the boxes, and I've already filmed that, but it was really too long, and I also did another video of the making of this box, which I hope to edit and post one day this week. But I'm going to try and do this a little faster so that the video won't be so long. So when you get your Balsa Box, it looks like this. And the first thing that I do is undo the little strap here, open it up, and there's a little screw here that holds the little button on the front. And so you're just going to unscrew that with a little screwdriver. And this is my little bitty one. And then after you do that, if you want to reuse this strap, then you're going to have to untie it from the inside of the box. If you're not going to reuse it and you're going to use something else, you can just snip it out and then pull it off. So either way you want to, if you want to save it to reuse it, which I normally do if you're going to replace it. On this one I saved it and reused it, and this one I replaced it. So just up to you how you want to do it. So I already have one that is ready to be covered. I've already removed the little button and the string. So this covering Balsa boxes is a great way to use your scrap paper. So this is a scrap of peon paper, and I'm going to show you how to cut your pieces out to be able to apply them to your box. And it's really simple. So the first thing I do is you're going to of course pick your paper, and whichever side you're going to have to cover your box, you're going to want that piece face down. Okay, so this is the opposite side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this side so it'll be easier for you to see, but you're just going to lay your box and you're going to butt the side of the box and the lid right up against the edge of your paper. It'll just save you a cut. And I do leave a little extra space at the bottom because when you go to pull the paper over, it will move up, okay? And if you don't leave a little bit of a space down here when you cut your paper, you are going to have a gap, okay? So just lay that up against there and carefully trace around the edge of the top of the box. Be careful that it doesn't shift or move like it just did on me, but that's okay. And you're going to trace down the side and go all the way to the bottom, and then this little piece here, just draw it down to the bottom. So then what you're going to do, of course, is just take your scissors and you're just going to cut it out. And when I do this, I make sure that the top part of my box with the curb is facing toward the center of the paper, because I need the negative part of that to be able to cover the front part of the box. And I'll show you what I mean. Just going to cut this really quick. Cut this bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect because you can always sand it. Okay, now so this is the top for your box here, and we'll actually cut it for this way. Okay, so there's for the top of the box. Okay, now this part on the box here for the lid and this part for the front were once one piece, and they match up perfectly on each one. Okay, so this, when you cut this part off for your top, okay, this piece is now going to fit right here. Okay, And it might be a little wide, that's fine, we can totally just trim that down. But it's important that this part, because this is a lot harder to cover, okay, that this lines up. Okay, so what I do is I measure this part of the box, and if I can find my ruler. And so I measure from this top part, the highest point here, down. It's about 1 1/4, so I'm actually going to cut it at 1 1/2 just to make sure that there's enough space. So I'm just going to put my ruler. I'm going to mark the 1 1/2. Put my ruler again. Mark the 1 1/2. Which that one I think I one half. One of these I have overdone, so it's that one. Okay, I did it at 2 instead of 1 1/2. Then of course just connect your 2 little lines. Cut this piece. Like I said, it is going to be a little too wide, but we'll trim it down once we get it on the box. So now this piece fits here as far as the cut down there. So now you have 2 pieces, and then for your sides, just sit your box down, and I normally will put it, this has got script, so I'm going to butt it right up against one side and just trace it. Same way. And then cut that out. Really simple like that. Then I'm going to trace the other side. I'll let it shift on me a little bit. I'm gonna have to redraw that. And then I want it to be a little bit longer so I can trim it if needed. So I'm just going to cut this and then trim this out. And that way your arch will fit. Okay, so the arches are going to fit here. Once I get them lined up and glued on, I can simply trim the bottom. So now you have 4 pieces that you're going to use to cover your box. You're going to have your lid part, your front, and then your 2 sides. Okay, so you have this piece, so I'll turn this one this way, and then each side. Okay, so actually I'm going to do this one, yeah, that was right, this way. Okay, I have another pattern that I've cut. I did the same exact way, but this box I'm going to do the whole thing in this blue. Okay, so I'm going to show you really quickly how to attach the paper to the box. Okay, to attach the paper to the box, you can use the Ranger Glue and Seal. You can use your ATG, or I use the Claudine Helmuth Matte Medium. I do not, absolutely do not use Mod Podge. I hate that stuff. So just get a nice brush. Here's my brush. This is one of the Claudine brushes, and they come in a package like this. These are the best brushes ever. You can throw them in water and leave them in there for days and they don't mess up. So what I'm going to do is take this piece that goes on my lid right here, okay? And I'm going to take my multimedia and I'm going to just brush it on, and I want to make sure that it has good coverage but that it is smooth, okay? You want to smooth that adhesive out as good as you can so that there's no lumps under the paper. And then I just do a small section at a time just to get it started. Like that. Press it down firmly. And on the sides, if it needs to be trimmed, that's fine. We'll do that once we get the entire lid covered. Okay. So now I'm just going to keep applying the multimedia. And again, I do this in sections. I don't do the whole thing, so that I can control how it adheres the best that I can. Okay, so another little section. Just fold that paper over. Smooth it down. Lift, add more. And you know, you can use your ATG for this. Make it a lot quicker, but this way is the way that I like to do it. You don't have to worry about the paper popping off. Okay, so just continue to do that until you have the whole thing covered. Okay, and once I have it all down, I'll just take a look at it. And these little bends here are natural bends, so don't mess with them too much or you'll end up with a wrinkle. So once I get down to the bottom, the excess that's across here, I'm just going to go in and just trim those off. Okay, and then any that's on the side that's extra, I'll trim that best I can, and then I can always go in and sand it if I need to. This side has a little excess. I'm just going to trim it real quick. Okay, and again I can go in and sand that. So now I want to add to the front of the box, which is this piece right here, and I'm just gonna lay it down on the box, and to check it I'm gonna brush on a multi-medium, and you can see how I'm doing a really good coat on there, but I'm not globbing it. Okay, you want it smooth, you don't want blobs on there. I'm going to put that front on, and I'm going to line it up with that cut right there in the balsa. Slide. That's the other thing with the liquid adhesive. It gives you some play time to adjust it to where you need it to be. Just going to pinch it down on that wood, smooth it down. And then trim off the excess. Make sure to smooth that end back down. Once you get to cutting on them, they like to lift up a little bit. Same thing on this side. Okay, so there's your front. And now all we have to do is the two sides. So again, some multi-medium. I'm just kind of just get it on there. Don't, you know, don't spend a lot of time just fussing over it, okay? This side goes on this side because of the way the flowers are cut. We'll line it up with that rim right there. Push it down on the sides. Lines up pretty good there. A little bit of overhang there, no problem. We'll cut that off. Trim off that excess paper there. Again, when you trim, make sure you go back in and smooth it back down. A little bit of excess here. Okay. So now you have the top, the front, and one side. Do the other side really quick. Again, if y'all have any questions about this, just let me know, and I'll try to help you best I can. Stick this side. Trim off my excess. Smooth that down. There you go, a covered box. Now, sometimes you will see some wrinkling in here. You can smooth that out if you want to, but it will dry smooth, so you really don't have to worry about that. There's a little extra here. So basically that's how I cover the boxes. Again, you can use your ATG if you want to. You can use, you know, I mean, you can really use any glue you want, but to me, multi-medium is always the best choice. I do not seal my boxes when I'm finished. I do leave them the natural paper. I don't like the way that the papers feel when you seal them. But again, that's a personal choice, and you can do it however suits you and the project that you're doing. So I hope that that helps. I hope it explains to those of you that had questions in regards to how I do it. And again, I will try to get the video edited for this one so that you can watch it in the making. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great day.